After my rebirth, I had 3 goals. First, be kind to my stepmom and half-brother. Second, hit the books hard. Third, steer clear of Cheng Zhou. I nailed the first 2, but the third, total failure, because Cheng Zhou was reborn too. The second I saw Cheng Zhou walk into class, I knew I'd been given a second chance at life. At 18, he still had that boyish charm, a far cry from the man who, a decade later, used me, dumped me, and destroyed my family. Our homeroom teacher flashed a warm smile as she introduced him. "Everyone, this is Cheng Zhou, our new transfer student. Let's make him feel welcome." Her words echoed my past life exactly. I knew she'd seat him next to me. My former deskmate had just transferred, leaving the only empty spot in class beside me. It happened the same way before. As deskmates, Cheng Zhou was sweet to me. We clicked fast, and after hearing his heartbreaking life story, I felt for him and wanted to help. Sure, he did awful things later, but back then, he was handsome and talented. My sympathy slowly turned into love. After the college entrance exams, I confessed to him, and we became a couple, just like that. 10 years later, when my family went bankrupt, he tossed me aside like garbage and got engaged to someone else. On his engagement day, I learned he'd planned all along to win my dad's trust, tank our family business, and take over our company. He used it to prove himself to the Cheng family patriarch and secure his spot in their clan. My 10 years of loyalty and my family's legacy became his stepping stone. In the end, my dad jumped off a building and I died in a car crash, rushing to see him one last time. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at the start. "Cheng Zhou, you'll sit next to Jiang Yan for now." As he approached, I shot up, like some instinct kicked in. He froze mid-step, frowning at me, confusion in his eyes. The teacher raised an eyebrow. "What's the matter?" I stepped back, putting distance between us. "I don't want to sit with him. I'd like a different seat." Cheng Zhou's eyes flickered. The teacher looked annoyed. Classmates murmured, "What's with Jiang Yan today? She's usually so nice." "Jiang Yan, just sit with him for now. We'll reshuffle seats after the monthly exams." I ignored her and scanned the room. Everyone stared like I was putting on a show, except one guy in the back, buried in his work, oblivious to the drama. I hated to bother him, but I had no choice. "Teacher, I want to sit with Jiang Yuji." The cool, distant Jiang Yuji looked up, his gaze brushing mine. "I want to focus on my studies, and Jiang Yuji can tutor me," I said, worried my excuse was weak. "My dad's okay with it, and Jiang Yuji knows. I just haven't had a chance to tell you." My dad's annual donations to the school carried weight. Even if the teacher didn't care about me, she'd respect him. She glanced at Jiang Yuji for confirmation. I did too. He stared at me for a moment. I blinked, playing the damsel, and he gave a quiet, After switching seats, Jiang Yuji was distant, barely acknowledging me. I got it. Since his mom became my stepmom, I'd been cold to them, never kind. But in my past life, when my family fell apart, Jiang Yuji and his mom were the ones who held our broken home together. So in this life, I vowed to treat my stepmom and half-brother better. "Quit staring," Jiang Yuji muttered, his cheeks pink. I realized I'd been watching him too long. He took a deep breath, like he was bracing himself, and asked, "Why'd you pick me as your deskmate?" "It's not because." He didn't say, "You hate me," but I knew. I grinned and flipped open my textbook. Like I said, I want to study hard. Yup. In my past life, I was a deadweight. After the crash, I didn't just fail to help my family, I dragged them down. This time, I'd hit the books so I could be their rock if disaster struck again. "And you?" I asked. "Why'd you back me up with the teacher?" He looked down, paused, and said, "Mom told me to look out for you at school." I'd guessed as much. Aunt Jiang was always good to me. "Cool, I'll look out for you too, Jiang Yuji." He glanced at me, ears red, a small smile tugging at his lips. In my past life, I was a terrible student, only in the advanced class because of connections. Even Reborn, high school stuff was tough. My half-brother, Jiang Yuji, kept sneaking glances. When he eyed my workbook again, I turned and met his gaze. "Jiang Yuji, I'm stuck. Can you help?" He jumped at the chance like he'd been waiting. "Sure." His explanations were patient and clear. Even when I asked basic questions, he didn't flinch. "Just memorize these, and next time, plug in the formula." I was slow, but when I finished, I caught him watching me. "Nice, you nailed it," he said, his smile soft. He didn't hold grudges, not then, not now. Maybe it was getting the answer right or his smile, but I felt a spark of joy and teased him. Jiang Yuji, how come you don't call me sister anymore? I remembered when his mom first brought him to our house. He was 12. He shyly called me sister at first. Even when I was cold to him, he kept it up. Then, one day, he stopped. His smile faded, and he gave me a complicated look. You told me not to. I'd forgotten that. Embarrassed, I scratched my nose. Then, softening, I said, "Can you call me sister again? I was just messing around before." Jiang Yuji, call me sister from now on. I like it. Guys his age are easy to win over. He turned away, ears flaming. After a beat, he mumbled, I pushed. Call me now. After a long stare, he grudgingly said, sister. That one word made my day. As I turned back to my work, I felt eyes on me. It was Cheng Zhou. I caught him off guard, his dark expression lingering, but he quickly masked it with a fake friendly smile that turned my stomach. I looked away, stone-faced. Jiang Yuji glanced at him. Do these problems first? Sister. My good mood vanished. Even sister couldn't bring it back. I nodded at the circled exercises and said, got it. After class, the family car pulled up, just like in my past life. Miss, hop in. The driver's familiar face filled me with the thrill of a fresh start. I glanced at the school. Hang on, uncle. Jiang Yuji's with a teacher. Let's wait. He looked surprised, but stayed quiet. Jiang Yan. Cheng Zhou's voice came from behind, freezing me in place. I lost my bus card. Can you spot me 2 yuan? This happened before. In my past life as desk mates, I asked where he lived. Learning we were neighbors, I offered him a ride. At the complex, we ran into someone, and he introduced me as his friend. The friend of the Zhang family's daughter. That got the disgraced illegitimate son a bit of respect from the Chengs. Back then, I thought it was chance. Now, I knew it was planned. When I didn't answer, he tried again. Jiang Yan. I ignored him and waved to Jiang Yuxi, who was leaving the school. Been waiting forever. Let's head home. Jiang Yuxi shot Cheng Zhou a smug look and jogged over. Sister, you waited for me? Yup. I climbed into the car. Despite my changed reaction, Cheng Zhou didn't back off. He grabbed the car door. Jiang Yan, can you lend me 2 yuan for the bus? I shot him a cold look. I don't lend money to strangers. Sorry. In the rearview mirror, he stood there, looking lost. At home, Dad was setting the table. Memories hit hard, my eyes stung, and I hugged him tight. Dad? Panicked, he tried to comfort me. Aunt Jiang rushed out from the kitchen. What's wrong with Yan Yan? Was she bullied at school? She grabbed Jiang Yuji, who shook his head, clueless. At dinner, Jiang Yuji handed me soup. Sister. I took it and said thanks. Just 2 words, but the family went wild. The table was full of my favorite dishes. I tried them and said, this is amazing. Aunt Jiang smiled at Dad, then me. I had the day off and cooked. Eat up. In my past life, I was so biased against her and Jiang Yuji. I never ate her food. Once, I even flipped the table in anger. Yan Yan, if you like it, I'll cook tomorrow, okay? She asked carefully. The table went quiet, like everyone held their breath. Under their hopeful eyes, I smiled. Sounds good. Dad and Aunt Jiang were over the moon all night, grinning ear to ear. Jiang Yuji hovered, pouring water, grabbing fruit, and calling me sister non-stop. As I got up, I overheard Aunt Jiang tell Dad, I heard the Chengs took in an illegitimate son with a rough life. Dad shrugged. Not our problem. As long as our family's happy, that's what matters. Dad, Aunt Jiang, I'm walking the dog, I called to them on the couch. After slipping on shoes, I saw Jiang Yuji doing the same. Where are you off to? He flashed a grin. Sister, I'm going for a jog. He told me to be careful and sprinted ahead. A few steps out, I spotted someone under a tree. Cheng Zhou. I'd know him anywhere after tracking him for a decade. I kept walking, but he was waiting. Jiang Yan. I didn't respond. He reached for me, but my golden retriever barked, startling him. Jiang Yan, I need to ask you something. The dog kept barking. I tightened the leash. We're not friends. Nothing to say. As he tried to speak, Jiang Yuji's voice cut through. He ran over, glaring at Cheng Zhou. Sister, what's up? Tio Yuan's going crazy. No biggie. I tugged the dog and started to leave when a black car pulled up. Cheng Zhou's dad stepped out. Tio Zhou, what are you doing out here? Then, with fake warmth, he said, Isn't this Director Zhang's daughter? I was hoping to meet your dad. Tio Zhou's my son. You know him? Nope, Jiang Yuji and I said together. This happened in my past life too. Somehow, Cheng Zhou knew I'd walk the dog at night and waited near my house. Not just to get close to me, but so his dad would see his tie to the Zhang family's heir. "Mr. Cheng, right?" I said politely. "Keep your son in line. He scared my dog." Before they could react, Jiang Yuji and I walked off. Behind us, Mr. Cheng snapped, "Control your sneaky heart, kid. Don't be like your mom. Without her threats, you wouldn't even be a Cheng." Cheng Zhou didn't say a word. His gaze only faded when I was far away. "Sister, you know them?" Jiang Yuji asked. "Nah." Cheng Zhou was good-looking and a top student. Within weeks, girls swarmed him after class. Half came for Jiang Yuji, half for him. This bugged the guys in class, but since I was tight with Jiang Yuji, they took it out on Cheng Zhou. During a gym break, heading to the cafeteria for water, I saw him cornered by some boys behind a building. He gave me a pleading look. I glanced, pretended I didn't see, and kept walking. I'd learned my lesson. In my past life, I always defended him. My loyalty got me nothing but pain. This time, I'd be cold and let him deal. I finished a homework page when Jiang Yuji got back. I handed him water and tissues. "Back already?" He chugged the water, his throat bobbing. I looked away, a bit shy. "You did all this?" he asked, eyeing my workbook. Before I could answer, the boys who'd hassled Cheng Zhou returned. "Is Cheng Zhou nuts? Why'd he mess with us?" He started it, then apologized when we were about to throw down. I smirked to myself. Cheng Zhou was trying hard to get to me, but he didn't know this wasn't the same naive Jiang Yan. Weekends, Jiang Yuji and I hit the library. We got there late and most seats were taken. I found an empty spot, but it was next to Cheng Zhou. He saw me, cleared his stuff, and gestured for us to sit. Before I could say anything, Jiang Yuji grabbed my wrist. "Sister, let's try the second floor." He shot Cheng Zhou a warning look as we left. After 2 tests, my neck ached. Jiang Yuji whispered, "Sister, why the sudden study bug?" Past life memories flooded back, and I gave a wry smile. Just tired of being useless. I propped my chin, staring at my test answers. I had a dream. Our family hit hard times, and I was no help. The person I loved called me worthless. I said it lightly, but he took it seriously. He looked at me, dead serious. It was a dream. Dad would never say that. I shook my head. "Wasn't Dad." He paused, then blushed and turned away. I wouldn't either. My heavy heart lifted, and I laughed so hard I nearly fell over. After homework, I strolled the library. A shadow yanked me to the emergency exit. I almost screamed, but a hand covered my mouth. Cheng Zhou's voice hissed in my ear. "Yan Yan, long time no see." He pinned me against the wall, his breath hot. "You're reborn too, aren't you?" He must have overheard me talking to Jiang Yuji. But what did he mean? Reborn too? "Yan Yan, I came back for you." His eyes were soft, but I knew his act. Fear spiked my pulse, and I shoved him. He didn't budge, trapping me. "Can I explain my past life?" "It's not what you think." I couldn't overpower him, so I played along. "Explain what? That you didn't ruin my family?" I asked, his face twisted in pain. After a long silence, he said, "I had my reasons." I didn't care. When his guard dropped, I stabbed his arm with my pen and pushed him down the stairs. "Stay away, or you'll regret it." I bolted out the exit, crashing into Jiang Yuji's arms. He steadied me, sensing my panic. "Sister, you okay?" I shook my head, barely steady. "I'm fine, let's go." He glanced at the exit, his face dark. "Wait over there. I'm hitting the bathroom." I didn't think much and went back to my seat. When he returned, I saw a cut on his face. "What took so long? What's with the scratch?" He dodged my eyes. "Tripped in the bathroom." Downstairs, I saw Cheng Zhou looking rough, his face bruised. Thinking of Jiang Yuji's cut, it clicked. He stepped in front of me, blocking my view. "Sister, don't look at him." I knew he was trouble from day one. "Jiang Yan, teacher wants you in the office." Jiang Yuji grabbed his books. "Sister, wait up. I'm coming." In the office, Cheng Zhou was talking competition details with the physics teacher. His eyes locked on me the moment I walked in. Jiang Yuji dropped his books on the teacher's desk and said, "Sister, I'll wait outside." The teacher teased. "Our star student can't leave his sister alone, huh?" He blushed, not arguing, like he agreed, but he gave Cheng Zhou a sharp look before leaving. "Jiang Yan, your grades are way up. Keep it going." The teacher gave me study tips. Outside, Jiang Yuji was gone, but Cheng Zhou was waiting by the stairs. I ignored him and headed to class. He blocked me. "You used to hate your half-brother. Why is he your best buddy now?" "Yan Yan, you've changed. You used to love me. Now you won't even look at me." I scoffed. Get over yourself. When I tried to leave, he grabbed my wrist. Can you give me another shot? Nope. I pushed, but he held tight. Footsteps echoed. I snapped, let go. He stared, eyes full of pain. Sister? Zhang Yuji's voice. He saw my wrist in Cheng Zhou's grip, his eyes blazing. He shoved him off. Sister, he messing with you? Seeing my red wrist, he grabbed Cheng Zhou's collar. Forgot my last warning? Stay away from my sister. Cheng Zhou smirked. Calling her sister? Everyone sees through you. They looked ready to brawl. Zhang Yuji, I cut in. He'd raised his fist but stopped, turning to me, eyes red and hurt. Sister. I pulled him back. Let's go. Class is starting. I shot Cheng Zhou a look. He's not worth a fight. His eyes teared up, trembling. Once I knew Cheng Zhou was reborn too. He kept popping up. Zhang Yuji got fiercer, even fighting him in public. Rumors about me and Cheng Zhou spread at school. When the teacher called me in again, I was fed up. Senior year's crucial. I want you all focused. Lately, teacher, I cut in, rare for me. I don't like Cheng Zhou. He keeps bothering me and messing with my studies. He's a problem. Please talk to him. If this doesn't stop, I'll have my dad talk to the principal. She blinked, shocked, then turned to Cheng Zhou. Is this true? He nodded after a pause. Jiang Yan, head back. I'll handle it. I nodded and left. Zhang Yuji was waiting outside, worried. Back in class, the girl in front turned around. Teacher was grilling you about Cheng Zhou, right? Before I could answer, she went on. We all see he's into you. He stares in class and follows you. I gave a faint smile. Oh? She nodded, but Zhang Yuji snapped. Class is starting. She pouted, gave him a weird look, and turned back. On Saturday, Zhang Yuji had a physics competition. For over a year since my rebirth, we were inseparable. Good luck, I said, watching him head in. I sat on a bench outside when a shadow loomed. Yan Yan. I knew it was Cheng Zhou without looking. His bag held a competition ticket. He was here for the event. He crouched, looking up at me. Can we talk? Talk about bad luck. I stood to leave, but he threatened. If you don't, I'll say something about Zhang Yuji. A few lies, and he's out of the finals. What do you want? I snapped. He stepped closer, grabbing my hand. I'm sorry about my past life. I didn't mean to ruin your dad's company or for you to die in that crash. Yan Yan, I started with bad intentions, but my feelings for you were real. I just wanted to be good enough for you. I checked the clock above the venue. 1 minute left. He couldn't get in to bug Zhang Yuji. You don't know how I lived after you died. That engagement was fake. I only loved you. Without you, I fell apart, dying a few years later to come back for you. He gave a bitter smile. I stayed silent. He could sell that sob story to a dog, and it'd walk away. If you love someone, you don't ruin them. Yan Yan, can we start over? The gate closed. I smiled. Too bad, you're locked out. He didn't look back, just said, I knew you'd be with Zhang Yuji today. You were my real target. Cool. I walked to the guard, Cheng Zhou trailing. Perfect. Sir, he's harassing me, I said, acting scared. The guard stepped in, knew he was shady. Cheng Zhou tried to explain, but got kicked out. When Zhang Yuji won first place and got into Peking University, Dad and Aunt Zhang were so excited they didn't sleep for days. Our Yuji's a genius, Dad said, then turned to me, and our Yan Yan's killing it too. I smiled quietly. I figured with his admission, he'd skip classes, but he still went to school with me. Gotta make sure you study, he said. In the 2 months before my exams, everyone was stressed but me. To save time, Zhang Yuji suggested cafeteria lunches. More time to rest. Mid-meal, Cheng Zhou sat down. We ignored him, exchanging a look. Sister, eat your carrots. Good for your eyes. Cheng Zhou piped up. Yan Yan hates carrots. I wasn't going to eat them, but I scarfed everyone to spite him. His face went stiff. He didn't touch his food until we left. Later, while doing homework, Zhang Yuji asked, besides carrots, what else don't you eat? Yup. I listed my dislikes seriously. He laughed. Raising you was no joke. Next day, he left early. When I finished my test, the class was empty. I'd have to line up at the cafeteria. As I debated, Cheng Zhou dropped bread and milk on my desk. You didn't eat, so I got this. I frowned, but Zhang Yuji shoved it back. My sister doesn't eat this. He opened a lunchbox full of my favorites. Sister, I'll bring you food from home after second period. With his admission, teachers gave him slack, but that's a lot of work, I said. He watched me eat, grinning. No big deal. I like cooking. You made this? I raised an eyebrow. Yup. Good? I nodded. Awesome. At the school's oath ceremony, Zhang Yuji spoke on stage. Watching him, full of life, I couldn't name my feelings. I'd seen this in my past life, but I was in a different headspace then. You're not into some teenage kid, are you? Cheng Zhou's mocking voice broke my thoughts. Jiang Yan, snap out of it. You've lived 2 lives. You're way beyond a guy like Zhang Yuji. He's not for you. And he's your. I let him finish. I glared, sneering. So I'm for you? Ignoring my sarcasm, he said, I'm the one you loved for 10 years. We've been through so much. No one's better for you. Shameless. Seeing Zhang Yuji step off stage, I wanted rid of Cheng Zhou. Who I like isn't your business. Worry about yourself. Life with the Chengs must suck this time. That hit home. His face darkened. After a pause, he said, I don't care about that. I came back for you. I rolled my eyes. You believe your own lies? On exam day, Zhang Yuji was more nervous than me. Sister, check your stuff again. His 4th time asking, but I checked. After my last test, he, Dad, and Aunt Zhang were waiting. At the class dinner, Zhang Yuji, the star admit to peeking, got roped into drinking. After a taxi to our complex, I noticed he wasn't following. He stood where we got off, staring. Sister, I'm drunk, kinda dizzy. Come hold my hand. I was in a great mood. I walked over, grinning, and took his hand. Better? His face flushed, maybe from the booze. He looked at our hands, mumbling, after a long walk. His smile stayed. Until we bumped into Cheng Zhou. His eyes hit our clasped hands, turning red. Yan Yan? He rushed us, wild, staring at Zhang Yuji, then me. You too? Zhang Yuji gripped my hand tighter, taunting him. Why's this guy always lurking? He wasn't drunk anymore, totally alert. I walked past Cheng Zhou. At home, I let go and teased. Nice acting. He clenched his hand, ears red. My 18th birthday doubled as the graduation party. My exam scores got me into an okay college, but Dad threw a huge dinner. He bragged to everyone. My girl got into a great school. Can you believe it? My past life's regrets were gone. I was Dad's pride. At the party, the Chengs tried cozying up. Director Zhang, our kids are the same age. How about a match? Dad didn't glance at the 3 behind Mr. Cheng, smiling. Kids today want love on their terms. I'm just a regular guy. No need to arrange my daughter's marriage. Cheng Zhou's face froze. Maybe he remembered my past life, when Dad treated him like royalty because I liked him and hooked him up with Bei Cheng's big shots. Now, he was just a shadow behind his brothers. After guests left, Aunt Zhang rolled out a cake she and Zhang Yuji made. As they lit candles, he said, Mom, you and Dad turn off the lights. Everyone was hyped and didn't think twice, shutting off the lights. In the dark, I made my wish. Zhang Yuji's voice came soft. Happy birthday, sister. He tucked my hair behind my ear. You're an adult now. Last time I'll call you sister. Before I could process, the lights flicked on. The family sang, and I pushed his words aside. Next morning, I woke to fighting outside. Dad and Aunt Zhang were out. I called Zhang Yuji twice, no answer. I ran downstairs and saw him and Cheng Zhou brawling by the window. Grabbing a wine bottle from the cabinet, I rushed out. I shoved Cheng Zhou off, shielding Zhang Yuji. You out of your mind? First time I'd sworn like that in 2 lives. Zhang Yuji wiped blood from his lip, glaring. You started this to get Zhang Yan's attention, right? It worked. Cheng Zhou saw the bottle. He knew it was for him. His face turned lonely, eyes pained. I didn't care. Cheng Zhou, save yourself. Stop this. You're just making me hate you more. Show up again, and I'll make sure you're done in Beisheng. I dragged Zhang Yuji inside, then laid into him. Getting cocky, huh? Fighting now? And calling me Zhang Yan? That's for you to say? He looked cautious. I said last night, no more sister. Struggling, he met my eyes. Zhang Yan, you're grown. I'm done with sister. I like you, not as a sister. I froze, taking forever to calm down. Dinner was tense. Dad and Aunt Zhang tried to lighten the mood, but it didn't work. After walking the dog, I saw Zhang Yuji and his mom leave Dad's study, looking upset. Before I could ask, Dad called me. Yan Yan, to my study. He told me about Mom's death from childbirth. He'd always worried he failed me. But my Yan Yan's incredible. Great student, great everything. I cut through his rambling. Dad, what's up? He sighed. After you left, Yuji called me and his mom to the study. He says he loves you and wants to be with you. I saw he treated you differently, but not like that. He watched my face. When I stayed quiet, he added, Your Aunt Jiang and I are open-minded. If you like him, don't worry about us. She chewed him out, but like me, she'll respect your choice. I could send you abroad, where no one knows you. All I want is your happiness. Dad loved me, no question. Even when I was trash in my past life, he never said a harsh word. Dad, I took his hand. I'm staying with you. I'll deal with UG. I skipped summer travel to intern at Dad's company. By college graduation, I'd earned respect there. Zhang Yuji didn't join Dad's firm. He started a business with his college crew. With Dad's help, his company was doing well. I ran into Cheng Zhou at a charity gala. Without my help this time, he was still the awkward, illegitimate son. He tried to approach, but staff stopped him. Sir, VIP area? Back to your seat? He couldn't even get near me now. I overheard some execs. The Cheng's bastard is into new energy, pitching my company. You invest, Wang? Yeah, for the Cheng's sake. Plus, new energy's the future. I realized Cheng Zhou and Zhang Yuji were in the same field. Smiling, I greeted Mr. Wang. Uncle Wang, been a while? You talking new energy? My brother's in that too. Thanks for any support. He and the others nodded. Yan Yan, if you say so, we've got Yuji's back. They got my hint. The Jiang family was thriving, so they leaned my way. After that, Cheng Zhou wouldn't get a dime in Beicheng. That was the gap between us now. A few words from me could sink him. Zhang Yuji's company, renamed, went public in the US. I saw the news online and frowned. He'd named it J. Y, my initials. At the airport, I tossed him a stack of papers. Getting bold, Yuji. He grinned, flipped through them, and met my eyes. You figured it out? Zhang Yan, JY's my dowry. Will you think it over? The Falling Moon papers were share transfers, 70% of JY to me. I'd known him 2 lives, but I never really knew him. He wasn't the high school Yuji anymore. In the car, just us, he spoke after a pause. Zhang Yan, why not me? His voice was so sad it hurt. I gripped the wheel and told him about my past life dream. Don't say it's just 2 months. I've always seen you as a kid. I thought you were impulsive, telling Dad you liked me post-exams. He sat up, staring. It's been 9 years since senior year. Why don't you trust me? His voice dripped with frustration. Think I'm just reckless. From 17 to 26, I've chased you 9 years. One more birthday. It's 10. I don't have many decades left. This isn't a phase. In the tunnel, I glanced at him in the mirror. Lights flickered on his face. Zhang Yan, give me a shot. I know what I want. His voice broke, turning to the window. My heart skipped. Okay, I realized what I'd said too late. His face lit up. He rubbed his eyes. For real? Before I could answer, he said, no takebacks. I heard you. Driving out of the tunnel, I looked at the sky. A full moon glowed, stars twinkling. Maybe giving Zhang Yuji a chance wasn't so bad.